Geocachers, it's time to celebrate your achievement. Introducing the brand new Jasmer Challenge GeoCoins, designed to honor your dedication to one of the toughest geocaching challenges out there. Each coin represents a completed loop of the Jasmer Challenge, marking your journey through the history of geocaching. Whether you've conquered Loop 1, Loop 2, Loop 3, or gone all the way to Loop 4, there's a coin for you. These stunning geocoins were designed by renowned coin artist Christian Mackey, known for his incredible craftsmanship and attention to detail. And at just $25 each, they're a must-have for any serious cacher. Don't wait. Grab yours today in the Geocache Talk Shop and show the world that you've mastered the Jasmer Challenge.
A stunning symbol of adventure, community, and storytelling. Its bold design shines with vibrant colors and a cool retro look. It's more than just a coin. It's a badge of geocaching passion. You can be part of the journey by supporting Geocache Talk on Patreon. Your patronage helps create inspiring shows, grow the community, and keep the adventure going. Join the network at patreon.com/geocachetalk.
Hello, and welcome to Challenge Talk, part of the Geocache Talk Network. You can watch the show live on the second Tuesday of each month. Feel free to jump over to YouTube or Facebook to watch the broadcast live and join the wonderful and active chat room. Hi, chat room. Or listen to the entire show later on your favorite podcast player or YouTube.
And tonight, our journey continues through the year 2000 caches. This month, we're going to stop in October.
Ooh, so we're going to stop there. I like that. That's great. And also, we have prizes to give away each show to our listeners. Between each show, be sure to email your challenge cache finds to challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com, and you could be a winner.
And later on in the show, we will play our special game exclusively for our live audience, those of you in the chat room, the Wheel of Challenges. So listen live, get your email app ready, and follow instructions when the time comes so you can have a chance at winning tonight's grand prize. Yes, I said you.
And at the end of the show, we'll highlight some of the challenge caches you found, and someone will win our monthly giveaway. Hi, Tim. How you doing?
Hi, I'm really good. It's
Very
been a
good.
great month.
All right.
I don't know what it is between February to March goes like instantly. And March
Wow.
to April seems like it takes forever. But
Interesting. I guess it
it's just
depends
a
on what's
feeling.
going
I
on.
mean, it's the same number of days.
Yeah. Who knows?
But anyway, what did you do in the last month?
I got to go to Utah, so that means
Ooh.
I got to go geocaching since I was
Wow.
away from my home area. So that was really fun. Did a lot of good family stuff, dragged my parents to a lot of good geocaches. But I also got to go down to southern Utah and have pizza. We had a little mini pizza talk with Charles, Pathfinder 33 of Puzzle Talk. And that was a lot of fun. I also got to sign 2 Jasmer challenges, an Arizona challenge and a Utah Jasmer challenge. But Tim, I found them on April 1st. So I didn't qualify because it was a brand new month. Nothing to do with fooling. No fooling. Just brand new month. And you can't find a Jasmer challenge until you fill in that box.
That's right.
Tim, when I visited you in Michigan, the same thing happened. I found a Jasmer challenge on the 1st of the month. So crazy. And geocaching's a little slow where I live, so there's no new caches that I've been able to find yet. But I'm going to have a Maker Magic event on Saturday. So at least by Saturday, I will have a new April cache, and I can get caught up again. So yeah, I'm prepping for that. And Tim, the Geo Challenge of the Month put out by the geocaching vlogger and Cache Advance started up again. They run from April to December every year. And so since I was out of my home area, I had the chance to achieve that challenge. I'll put a link in the show notes to the video that they put out describing the challenge, but the April challenge of the month is to hide a cache hidden in plain sight. So I found that, uploaded a video as part of my submission, and
cool.
We'll see who the winners are. So yeah, I had a lot of fun.
Good luck. Fingers crossed.
I have never won. I want to win. How was your month?
Cool. It was, I've been kind of taking a break.
Uh-huh.
The old money tree doesn't have a lot of leaves on it anymore, so I have to do local caching.
Uh-huh.
But I was able to finish the March and the April treasure collection.
Oh, good.
So my treasure collection is up to date, and I
Mhm.
actually finished 25 collections. So I got another souvenir.
Oh, I heard
So
about
that
that.
was pretty
I heard
cool.
about that souvenir that was coming out. I
Yeah.
can't remember. That makes me think. Do they have a souvenir for 10? No, no, no. Certain treasures had their own souvenir. And now this is a
Certain do, and there is an entry level souvenir for count as well. I don't remember
yeah.
where it was because I was so far past that one, it just kind of showed up.
Kind of, yeah, that's right. So
This one
that's
showed
neat.
up on the day I earned it, and so I could see it.
See
And
that you did
so
that. Cool.
this one's the second one for 25, and I think there's another one yet that's farther on down the road. But
I
we
did
need some more
enjoy getting
challenges.
some treasures
Yeah,
being out of my home area as well. Yeah,
yeah.
good.
So probably one of the coolest things that happened last month is a couple of years ago, my daughter and I took just an epic trip to the Galapagos Islands. And everybody is familiar with the Darwin's Arch that used to be there. Well, it fell down.
Mm.
An earth cache there. And two friends that I know, I've heard them on different podcasts before, BitBrain and Endo Rider from the East Coast area. They were in Galapagos and they actually got that earth cache.
Oh, neat.
Four people have found it or claimed it, done the work for it. But that was kind of special to get an email from them, and we kibitzed a little bit. They didn't see any whale sharks either. It was so fun to know that a cache that I placed way away is actually getting found. And then probably
Very cool.
special things was I did 9 events in one day.
Oh, so that worked out. You gave us a little
AM and went to
preview.
9 p.m. 9 events in one day.
And how many miles do you think? Did you track that?
I did not track it. It wasn't that far because each one was 2 hours away. At the top of each hour for a 30-minute event, and then an hour and a half in between events. And the events were at least 20 miles away from each other, but we went from northern Grand Rapids to southern Grand Rapids, back to northern, over to the west side, to the east side. So maybe 150 to 180 miles. It wasn't,
Committed.
the mileage wasn't the thing. It was getting up
It
at
was
4
the
a.m. to get to that first
oh,
event.
that's funny.
That
That's
was the
funny.
hard part. So that was my month. It was a good month.
Well, very
We'll
good.
see how things go. Keep going. It's going to be a slow year, but
Yeah.
I'll take it.
And our
Hey, there we go.
our research department has already chimed in for us. Thank you. Souvenirs for 25 completed treasure collections, 100 treasures collected, and 10 collections completed. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank
So,
you.
yep, I got the 10. I got the 10 before.
Good. Good. Well, so everyone, we had a special intro. We previewed it before we went live, but it didn't play. So we wanted
Oh,
to make sure you knew about our new partnership with Save the Girls. You might have heard this ad on Geocache Talk, our Sunday show. So this neat product is it's like a phone lanyard. It carries your phone. It has this also add-on to carry your wallet. Tim, I've got one of these on order. I'm looking forward to using it, having that hands-free drop your phone, even if you don't intend to drop your
yeah.
phone. It's not going to the ground. And if you use our code GTN25, you will save 25%. So we'll make sure that that is in our show notes, as well as that
Okay.
code that you can use. That's a really neat sponsorship, a really practical item that you guys can use and
Yeah, I
get a
wonder why
discount
the ad
on.
didn't play. I didn't
I
realize it because I was
don't
working on
know.
something else. It worked when we were,
It worked
before
before the show, and it didn't work when we went live.
Okay.
Technology, right? Can't
Yeah.
who
Go
knows?
figure. Go
Who
figure.
knows? But also, we wanted to remind you that we've got Jasmer Loop coins in our store. We're down to Loop 1 and 2 right now, but also there's other stuff in our Geocache Talk store. So check that out on Etsy, and we'll have that in our show notes as well.
And I did hear something on one of the Sunday shows about them getting ready to order some more of the Loop 4. Who knew that the Loop 4 was going to be a big seller? So
very cool. Very
I
cool.
told them, but they didn't ask me. So anyway, I've heard some more are going to be ordered or are on order.
I heard that too when I was listening to the Sunday show. Yeah.
So if you want one, get going. And this is a new news item, and I gotta say, this one caught me completely off guard because for so long, I never worried about this. But
yeah, you were just in your habit. I talked about it too. I was in my habit. Well,
our good friend Bloody Cool sent us an email, and actually it came in this morning, that Project GC premium members can now update their stats once per hour.
That is so
and now it's time to bring this up on the stage so you can see where it is. So this is the dashboard. This is my dashboard, but there's a new green box right here. And if I try to zoom in on that, there we go. Regenerate my stats now. You can regenerate your stats once an hour. So if you're a challenge cache person, you're working, you get all of that data entry. You don't have to wait for tomorrow to see the results.
This is really cool. As you progress through the day, if you log actively or in the moment, you can keep refreshing every hour. Pretty cool. Pretty cool for paying members.
So thank you, Project GC. There's a lot of people who are going to be very happy with that. Mm-hmm.
For sure.
And thank you, Bloody Cool, for sending that in so we can share it.
All right, Tim. You do our stats. You've got numbers for us. What do you know this month?
I do. I got to put some stuff away. Okay. I have too many screens open.
We have a lot to show you guys tonight. So much.
Okay. Yes. What did I do? I'm showing 51,627 active caches worldwide as of April the 1st. And that's showing that it's a 0 increase from last month. That's wrong. Why don't you talk a little bit about from our listeners, and
you'll rework some stat magic.
At that. I know I updated them.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll come back to that.
We heard from Nicole, or Be Genius. She told us that she was one of the winners of the Project GC giveaway that we had at the end of the year. And she said, wow, am I hooked for life? I think my new phrase since getting it is, wait, I can do that too. I especially love the ability to easily locate checkers for signed challenges. I still love making my pen to paper list, but with the help of Project GC, I saw I had missed 3 challenges that she already qualified for. So she said, thanks again. And so that's a lot of fun when someone has a fresh new look at a tool and how amazing and powerful it can be. So very cool. Be Genius. Thanks for sharing that with us. And we also have some congratulations to shout out. We want to know about what's going on in your statistics and your challenge hiding and everything, because it's more than just the challenge caches that you find. That's one of our giveaways at the end of the show. You guys are doing so much more than that. So a big congratulations to our friends and fellow podcasters. Team Podcatcher filled in their Jasmer chart with their 5,000th find at Phil's Memorial Cache. So a very big congratulations to them. It's always such a moment when you finally fill in that Jasmer chart. Also, congratulations to the Pizza Ninja, who had a new challenge cache hide this month, the New York State 716624 County Challenge. I liked this twist on a challenge. In order to meet this challenge, you must have found a geocache in each of the counties that are in the 716624 area code. Allegheny, Pizza Ninja, you're going to get me here. Cattaraugus, Chautauqua, Erie, and Niagara counties. So there were a lot of words in there that I can't say, but very big congrats for hiding a neat new challenge.
Chautauqua.
I'll take it. That sounds a ton better than what I can say. Oh, Pizza Ninja is nice. He said you're so close. Thanks for the placation. That's awesome. And then one final congratulations. Cheeky Brit came up with a new challenge cache hide as well. This is the Cheeky Brit I-20 Challenge Series 60 Cheeky Chart 300. And Cheeky Brit, you always come up with the most interesting ways to look at things. This is filling in the chart of different months found that were placed in different years. So you need to at least find all valid combinations of the hidden year and found month. The year found doesn't matter. So finding a 2005 cache during the month of February any year, a 2011 cache found during February, then a 2005 cache during March would count as 3 points. Basically, check out the cache page. So it looks kind of like a Jasmer, but it's a whole other twist. Cheeky Brit, you have some awesome ideas. Thank you for sharing that with us. And we have links to all these new challenges in our show notes.
All right. And I can now give us an update.
A better update?
Somebody messed up. I'm not going to name names because that would be inappropriate. But when I went in, no, let's stop that. When I went into the show notes and started to update things, I knew I wanted to do it on April the 1st. And I started jumping in to all of the caches that we've got for this month. And I did not update the stats for April. So as of tonight, there are now 52,488 caches in the world, and that's 820 some odd over last month. So
gotcha.
I will get those next month. Sorry, folks. My apologies. It's been
no
a crazy
problem.
month.
No
and
problem.
I'm not even doing that much, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. All right. Well, we're going to jump into our topic where we review oldest caches, so year 2000 caches, this month focusing on October 2000, and some details and strategies. Tim, we're starting to enter the last 3 months of the year 2000, which have a lot more opportunities to find caches than some of the first few months. So we had a longer list. Some of them are pretty simple and straightforward. Some of them we've got some inside information for you. So we're going to start going through that. And Tim, this one is neat. We had a listener reach out to us and say, hey guys, I'm heading out to Rocktown, this cache, GC 76 in Georgia, as well as the nearby Iron Horse cache. And do you guys have any information? Have you picked up anything to share with me as I head out? So this was Star Cacher, and Star Cacher went today and found Rocktown and Iron Horse. So how neat, on the day that we're talking about it, he was able to use a little bit of pre-show info that we had for him. And so Tim, let's talk about this and then show his picture of what he found today.
Okay, cool. So it's up on the screen. This is GC 76 and it's in Georgia. You and I have not found this cache yet. It's in the Mountain Wildlife Management area, and it does require a permit. Probably check in with Jim to see if it's an update from this. Last we heard, 2017, it was about $15, so not a big deal to help with the management area. There is a trailhead parking, which is about 7 miles over rough dirt roads to get to. And Jim said he did take his vehicle up there, so he was able to get pretty close.
Yeah, he said slow and steady. Yeah, he was able to do it.
It's using the word road is really a stretch on this one. So,
all right, good to know.
Goat path maybe. If you don't do the trailhead parking, it's about a 2.5 mile hike one way. So it's pretty straightforward hike until you get to the big rock maze. And then you've only got about 500 to 600 feet, but you're in a maze. And bring that picture up. It is incredible.
Yeah, we saw some pictures. I'm sure if you go to the cache page, you'll see a lot of pictures from a lot of folks. We got some intel from some of our listeners, and Glowworm 77 sent me some absolutely giant boulder pictures that you're navigating through these. And so you might start navigating and then you might get stuck, or you might have to, go
Back
up and
out, move
over and
around.
whatever,
Yeah.
depending on the way you choose to get in. So yeah, there's a fresh picture from today.
Woohoo. It looks nice and sunny out there
I
today.
know, right? Looks like a lovely day in Georgia. All right. So this next cache is GC74, First Mass, Massachusetts. And so I actually did this one several years ago with Curious KDB, who lives really close to there. So that was fun. Let me see if I can pull up. We have, like I said, we have so many pictures. There's my mom and Kelly peeking out from up above. You got to go kind of down a little into something once you get there. But let me go back to our notes and read what we've found here. So there's two different places that you can park. Kelly gives a preference of which one she feels is better. We just parked at another nearby. It was a big, wide open public parking area, and then just started to hike up a path that's up a hill. So it's not too bad. It's just a little, steady incline up. And then what we went down into, like you saw, I was a little lower than them, was kind of like a reservoir, and there's like a wall on the side of the reservoir. And so you just climb down into there and get that nice cache. But watch for poison ivy or ice in the winter. And also, yes, there is a beautiful view of Boston once you're up there. So it's a neat location.
Oh, cool. All right. Then our next cache is GC78. It's called Firestone. It's out in the San Francisco area of California. And this one we do have parking coordinates for, and there is the trailhead right there at the parking area. And you hike along the coastal trail in California, so you have great views of the Pacific Ocean. You maybe have about a half a mile hike. There's some minor elevation changes. It's semi-strenuous is the way it was presented to us. I haven't found this one either.
No.
And so, pretty, from what I understand, pretty easy to get, but you need to be in reasonable shape in order to get this one.
Yeah, to do some trail walking. Yeah, sounds nice. Maybe someday I'll get these California caches. Who knows?
I know, and you live a whole lot closer than I do.
A whole lot closer. I mean, it's still far, but
it is.
Yeah. All right. So we have two caches named Iron Horse hidden in October of 2000. So this is the Iron Horse in Washington State. And so if you know the Ape Cache, this is on that trail. So it's an abandoned train track through this famous 2.25 mile tunnel, about a 3 mile out and then 3 miles back total. So if you've done the Ape Cache, it's pretty flat. It's just dark and cool and a little damp, and you just enjoy that experience for what it is and take that flat hike, walk, or bike ride. So once you get out of the tunnel, then the cache is uphill from that main trail. Really easy to find.
It is pretty easy. The trail that it what do I want to say? It angles back.
Yeah,
from
that's
the
a good
main
way to say
trail.
it.
So
Right.
if
So
you
you're
get the
walking
Ape
one
Cache
way and then
first,
turning around and going
yeah,
back
you'll
up a
see.
little. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll
But
find that trail after the Ape Cache. So
yeah, very easy. Very
yeah,
easy.
pretty easy one to get. The hard part is
The
that
long walk.
going through the trail.
Yeah.
The long walk.
The long walk.
All right. Next one up, Labyrinth Canyon, GC7E, which is in Arizona. And this one's on Lake Powell. This is another one that a boat is required for. I don't have any recommendations for who to contact, like Captain Mike, Captain John.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a challenging 4.0, 4.5 cache. And it from the pictures that I saw, it looks like you just land on a rock tie off to whatever you can tie off to and hike up to get it.
Cool.
It talks, the logs that I read have a long boat ride, 1 to 2 miles, about 30 minutes to an hour. Page, Arizona looks like the major city within the area. A group of 9 went out on November the 8th of 2025. And so they all have some great logs in there, and that's where they
Cool.
gave coordinates to a potential docking point. So, we don't have a lot of extra input on this one, but the cache pages do quite a bit of stuff. And of course, if you look at our show notes, some of these elements will be in there, so it'll help you find your way to the Labyrinth Canyon.
Very cool. And Page, Arizona, I'm sure has a ton of personal boat rentals that you could do for yourself if you're comfortable renting a boat.
Probably.
Yeah, around the lake. All right, our next one is GC7. Whoops.
B?
Yeah,
7B?
yeah. I'm sorry. Tim, I'm looking at the cache name and I'm looking at the GC code and my brain is short circuiting. Like, wait a minute.
It is, because Troop 824 in Arizona placed this one.
Yeah, so GC7B T824 Table Mesa. Everyone watch that live meltdown of my head. So this is a strenuous hike. It's rated difficulty 2, terrain 4, and this is north of Phoenix. The suggestions are, that you're going to have cell service issues. You want to take a topo map. And the suggestion is to approach from Seven Springs to Little Grapevine Canyon. And we've got some coordinates in the show notes. So you can track some spots to position yourself at. And then you hike the road to the parking area and then head up directly to the cache.
Yeah, so you kind of have to remember this cache was placed by Boy Scouts.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking 12 years to 18 years old. So for them, this was probably nothing. I've been to Arizona a couple of times. I've had this on my list to get, and when I look at it, it's like, yeah, no, not today.
That's funny.
And I did get some information from Poan that said this one was way more difficult than the ratings indicated.
Oh, wow. So, okay, good. Yeah. Good to have that insider information. Thank you, Poan.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We're going to go to Australia.
Woo!
Victoria's first. It's GC7A. And this is about an hour north of Melbourne, Australia. And I'm planning a trip to Australia for 2027.
Woohoo!
I guess I'll do the shout out now. I was invited by Geocache to come to the Moroya Geocache. And she's come here so many times.
Mm-hmm.
She became a scuba diver based on one of my podcasts of talking about scuba diving and geocaching. So I told her if I ever get down there, we're going to do some diving as well. So I'm looking to spend a month in, oh, there she is. All right.
Coming
on down. I'm planning for it. I got the prices ready. So the money tree is growing leaves. So I can be ready to go.
Awesome.
But Australia is just such a big place that when we talk about, this is being an hour from Melbourne is probably 6 hours from where this geocache is. So it's like I have to take a whole day just to go down there and get that and get back. So I don't know if I'll do it. It's not hard to get to. It's about 3/4 of a mile off of C382, which is a very main road. You go through the gate, down the hill, relatively easy find, but it is Victoria's first, Melbourne's first cache.
Very cool. And after we moved on from the previous one, we had Gary tell us in the chat that T824 is also a coordinate confluence spot. So that's pretty cool when people hide things.
I missed that. I brought it back up on the screen. So it is north 34 000 west 112 00 That's a very special cache.
That's cool. That's very cool. Yeah. Thanks for pointing that out, Gary.
Yep.
All right. Our next one is GC80 Little Creek Stash in Utah. And I haven't found this, but I go to Utah enough. I need to take some time and do this because
Hey.
it's noted to be relatively easy. So you want to head out into, I don't know, maybe some, more deserted area. It says it's east of Oak City. And so there's a geocache that you can aim for to help guide your way. And then it's really not much in elevation change, and then maybe 500 feet off the road to get there. So it should be a pretty easy one. You just definitely want to watch for snakes.
Yeah. They can be a problem.
They can be a problem.
All right. GC7D takes us back to Massachusetts for Lowell, aka second mass. So we saw the first math. Now we got the second math. And again, there is a parking waypoint listed where it costs, a couple of bucks to park, or there is a free parking space, but it requires about another 1.25 mile walk to the cache. It's a very easy hike along well-marked trails. So
cool.
This one's a pretty easy one to get to. It's rated at 2, 1.5, and so I think a lot of people in this year 2000, as the game is growing, people are starting to put them out and wanting them to be found, wanting them to be real easy. So a lot of the DTs are much lower for this group. I mean, yes, there are some like Table Mesa that is challenging and difficult, but some of those out east are more easy.
We've got Dave in this chat saying, I have a little over 2,000 finds now, but I got this one in June 2022 for my 2,000th find.
No, so 200th cool. Find.
Goodness. I'm just blind.
There's too many twos and too many zeros in there, Emily.
Numbers. Oh, goodness. Well,
thanks,
Dave, no matter what, congratulations. Goodness.
Oh, and oops. Okay. I like this one.
All right. Beaver Springs.
Yeah, I was ready to do Beaver Springs, but on the last one, when you were talking about snakes, Adina.
Oh yeah, you lost me at snakes.
I don't have the chat up. That's the wrong chat. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, you lost me at snakes. There we go.
All right, so Beaver Springs, GC76. This is another one in Utah. This is a high elevation, 9,854 feet. 4-wheel drive and high clearance are highly recommended. And then there's directions here that we found that were pretty decent. So we'll have those in the show notes so that you can copy them into your personal cache page notes and help you when you plan this trip. And there's a big suggestion on what not to do. So definitely pay attention, plan your route with the suggested information. So neither of us have been there, so we don't really know, but we'll do our best with sharing that detailed information with you.
All right, next up is GC85. It's called the Camera Cache. And once again, we're going to go back out to Massachusetts. This one, Emily, Jen, and Bloody Cool helped me with when we put this. I got a waypoint parking in there. And it's kind of a great big parking area. So there's a parking entrance coordinates in the show notes, and then an actual place to park, which is a little bit farther as you wind your way around the park. You take the stairs up to the soccer field, walk along the wall, and the cache is right there.
Cool.
So it's a 1-1.
Yeah, it's rated 1-1. Wow.
Yeah, very easy to find.
Cool. All right. The next one is GC86 Vermont 1. And Tim, I had to give this up on my last New England trip. It just wasn't going to work out. So I got most of New England's oldest caches except for this one. So I got to go back someday. This is a multi-cache, but it's got kind of letterbox hybrid type style directions. And so we've got some suggested parking that we'll have for you in the notes at Prospect Rock Trail. And there's a lot of projections and compass bearings that you're going to have to deal. There's a lot of suggested paces. So, how far is a pace? How far is a step? This one, I definitely got a sense when I was studying my trip there that it could take a little bit of extra time. Very steep to get up, and then some extra time once you're up top and looking for the cache.
Yeah, and I've measured my pace several times, and it will vary depending upon my I guess level of fitness at the time, from anywhere from 2 feet to 3 feet. And I usually measure about 2.5 as a good average. But when you're going uphill, you're not really taking a normal pace either. And so the biggest thing I've heard about this is that, yes, it is a little tricky to get to because of the stepping and pacing that you have to do.
Right. Yeah. Adina in the show notes, Adina351 says, Vermont one is a unique one. We hiked up instead of drove. That's a good point. I have heard of people driving up. Now, I'm not going to suggest you guys do the research based on past logs, but people have driven up. And she also says, definitely took a long time to find the final, had to do the calculations many times. So do some good research and give yourself some time to do that one.
All right, and now because we've got so many, I need to switch screens.
Which windows we're gonna share.
Yeah, so
we have so many caches this month to share with you guys.
Okay,
I'll get started reading the next one for you. It's another Utah cache, GC8A, the Pony Express cache.
There we go. Now it's up on the screen.
Excuse me, it's the stash. Yeah, so this is near Lookout Pass Station on the Old Pony Express Trail, and there's parking near a GC code that we've got for you. And this one's like a mild uphill hike with some uneven terrain to manage. Might want a hiking pole, something to steady yourself for the journey. And it's maybe 200 meters from the road.
Yeah, it's not far, not hard. I know that the Cheeky Brit helped us on this one a little bit, and he had a friend that went with him who was, I don't know that elderly is the right word, but, definitely who someone wasn't real steady on their feet and had some balance issues. So he helped her, get up, and said that for most active adults, it would be pretty easy to ascend this one, and it's right off the road. So, pretty easy to get to. It's a 2-2 in terms of how to get there. But
so we've got some additional feedback back to the Vermont one cache. We've got some New Englanders chiming in. You're not supposed to drive up. The CO has threatened to archive it if people keep driving up. And Pizza Ninja said the same thing. They don't want you to do that. So, and Dave added as of 2025. So, I guess I didn't see those threats. I haven't been been planning this one for a while. So, very good.
They may have been in the notes. I missed that myself. And I did kind of see that somebody had said they drove up. Others have said no. It didn't look, when I was looking at it, like it was something that you wanted to drive up.
Not in your average, not your average car. I was in a rental. I wasn't even going to consider it. But yeah, that's good to know. Thank you, guys.
So knowing that, and knowing that the listeners of this show, please don't get this one archived. Let's play by the rules.
That's right.
And here's our other Iron Horse.
Yeah. So this is the Iron Horse cache in Georgia. So this one is semi-close to, what was it, Rocktown? Is that the name of the first one?
Yes, it's near Rocktown.
So if you get one, you might as well get both. And this is near a 1891 railroad tunnel. So there's information on the cache page about the gate and the parking area. The owner on an owner maintenance log in March said there's mud at the parking area and water in the tunnel. Stay way back and out of the tunnel. Also, this cache area could be very overgrown depending on the time of year. Our report from Jim today is that it wasn't too overgrown yet. And this is Jim at the tunnel today. So another very, very, very recent picture of a successful
Yeah, now the cache is
finder.
not in that tunnel.
No, it's not in the tunnel. It's near the
So,
tunnel.
yeah, you don't have to go in the tunnel for any reason. People do go up and look in the tunnel, but it didn't look like, from the pictures that I saw right at the tunnel, was not really a place you wanted to go in and explore.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
Back to Australia.
Back to Australia. This one's Queensland. It is GC8E. It's, again, another pretty easy one. It's near Logan City, Australia. I do have some parking coordinates in here. And it appears that most people come at this one from the northern side trail, which gives you a creek to cross. It's a little shorter from looking at the map. It also looks like the southern trail has more bushwhacking. Which, again, in Australia, when you're going, depending upon the time you're going, there's spiders and cobwebs and snakes.
More snakes.
More snakes. And, you know, here in the United States, we have a few snakes that will kill you. In Australia, most of the snakes will kill you. So a little bit different. So a lot of lush area for critters to hide in. So a hiking stick is recommended so you can swat the cobwebs early and you can, you know, keep the snakes at bay as you go through that one.
Yeah. All right. Our next one is Bonita Lakes, and this is Mississippi's oldest cache, right? If I'm remembering right. This one isn't really too difficult. We've got some parking coordinates for you, and it's a pretty gentle sloping trail. And then we've got some suggestions on where to leave the trail. Tim and I, we have both found this.
Yep.
Tim, I kind of remember like there was tree cover. We were like, you know, on a side of a hill. We were searching here, searching there, and then just, you know, kind of stumbled on it. I don't know if you had the same experience, if you recall.
I don't, and it's bad. I found it in 2017, and I do remember this, you know, finding this one because it was for a birthday trip that I took. My birthday's always in January, and so my wife said, "Hey, for your birthday, let's go to Florida." And I said, "Well, can we get some caches along the way?" And she was like, "Sure." Cool. So we drove to Mississippi and we got this one along the way. So no, I don't remember it being very difficult because back in that day, going with my wife, she never would go for anything rather challenging. So it was a nice open hike. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a very easy walk. I remember we were there in the evening. It was a well-used park area. It was a lovely, lovely walk. Yeah.
So, and here's a pretty special one, GC92. And this one's only special because of where it was placed.
That's right.
It's placed right next to the very first cache that was ever placed, which is no longer available, but there is the stash plaque. Hey!
This is my picture to say I wore tiny flip-flops and a skirt. Maybe
and in 2007, look how young you were.
I was very young. I was very young then. Yes. So, you know, it's just up the hill from that stash plaque, which if you haven't been there, but you might have heard, that's just an easy pull off the road. So yeah, it just, you know, depends on if it's been raining, if it's going to be slippery. I remember it being slippery, but also you saw my shoes there. So
yeah,
could have just been me.
We talk about uphill, but it's not. I mean, maybe it's 5 feet uphill.
Yeah, maybe 10 feet uphill. So it's just going to depend on if it's
now.
Raining,
as a spoiler, though, there is a YouTube video called "The Road Trip to the First Geocache Ever Placed," and this was done by HQ Lackeys. And so if you really want some intel, you can see the parking area. The parking area for this cache has maybe 3 to 4 cars that will easily fit, and it's a pretty curvy road. So if you get a whole bunch of people there, it can get pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
But it's an easy cache to find, and when you're looking for the trifecta, the stash plaque is critical to one of those trifecta caches. So you might as well get this one while you're there too.
Absolutely. 10 feet away. Yeah, you got to get this too.
Yeah, got to do it.
All right, so this next one is Indiana's first, and Tim and I have both found this one. Tim, this one is pretty easy. So you've got a big parking area. It's a nice paddle launch site along a river, and you're gonna step into the woods. There's some trails, kind of like deer trails, that you're walking along, and it's pretty, unusual pile of sticks. Search for that, and you've found your prize.
Yeah,
So
now it does have a terrain of 3.5, and I think that's really because of the length of the trail.
I don't remember it being long at all.
Oh, don't you?
I don't.
I kind of do.
You
found it way sooner than I did.
Yeah, we were like kind of meandering. I don't know. Maybe because it's so old, it was one of those subjective, we're still figuring out our difficulty in terrain.
It could be. That's very well could be. All right, for our next one, we'll move back out to California, and this is GC 9C, the Rabbit Eye View. And I really don't know if it gets that name from how it is, but it is north of San Francisco, up on a peninsula. If you're looking for the Bodega Head Trail or Trailhead, that we do have parking coordinates in the show notes. This one's a very easy hike along a trail. It's maybe 0.12, 0.13. How many ways can you hide a 5-gallon bucket? Pretty easy to find.
Very cool. Very cool. All right, this next one. Tim, you found it. I don't know if I'm going to get to find it next month or not. I just have to see how my trip is going to go, but I'll be in the area. Okay. This is GC 98 Texas Double, the second oldest cache in Texas. This cache page has some good coordinates right there at the beginning of the cache description of suggesting where you can park, and also the road to turn off to get to those parking cords. And then from there, it's a pretty decent, you got to go uphill, right? But it doesn't seem to be like a difficult approach.
No, it's not. You can go up or you can go down. And I found this one when I attended Geo Woodstock in Dallas. I wanted to make a run up to Oklahoma, so I went just over the border. And on my way back down, I added this one to the trip. And so I found this one. Parking at the parking coordinates, I stayed relatively low on the flatland. You could go up to the plateau and then come down to it. But I went around. And what was so funny is at the event that night, some other people had found this cache. And they said, "Did you see the rattlesnake on the cache?"
On the cache?
On the cache when you were there. And I said, not only did I not see it or hear it, I didn't even think to look for
snakes. Ooh.
No. So it gave me a new appreciation to remember you're not at home anymore. And so after that, I was way more careful, but I never did see a rattlesnake. And
that's a good reminder for me. We just get caught up in our geocaching. We're so excited to find it. We jump out of the car, we go, and I need that reminder sometimes. Watch for snakes.
We got this G-Slink guy who says Texas Double is a hike. I don't remember being at a big hike. I could park. It was not a 1/10 of a mile when I hiked to this one. Now maybe it's changed. And again, because I found it back in 2019, so your mileage may vary, but it was not a difficult hike, and so it was pretty easy to get to. A little bit uphill, but it was not strenuous.
We'll see. We'll see if I have an opinion or not. I don't know.
Good luck. I hope you get it.
Thank you. All right, the next one is GC9B, Clover Spring Stash, another Utah. I think this is the 4th Utah cache that we've mentioned from October 2000. So this is the 6th cache placed in Utah, and you want to head towards the Clover Spring campground, and it's about 20 feet uphill from the trail. So bonus, there's also an Earth cache by Memphis Mafia at that location. Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. All right. GC9E, we're going to go to New Hampshire this time. This is the NH #1, the Mines Folly. And this is southwest of Nashua. You can find this one in the wintertime. I got to believe a lot of these in New England, when they get snow, a lot of caches are hard to find. This one is not.
I would imagine this one could be hard in a deep snow.
Okay. You
but
found
what do
it
I
in
know?
2023.
I'm not a local, but I don't know. I don't know there. Yeah.
Okay. I got parking coordinates again, and it might be a little wet once going down toward the creek for the cache. So.
Yeah, so it's a very nice walk. Very, very nice. Again, an area where lots of people were out recreating. And then once we got close, we had to go down from the main trail, and that is down towards a creek. So that's why it could be, it's lower. It could be muddier. It could be swampier. Is that a word? I'm just messing everything up tonight, so who knows? So yeah, there's when I found it. Yeah,
nice.
So pretty nice old cache.
All right, good to know. I got to get to New England one of these days, and
yeah, it's a fun trip.
Caching up there. So, on our final cache for tonight is, or our historical cache for the night is GC A1. We finally got out of the numbers. We're into the letters. This one's a walk in the park, so nothing to it. It's near Plano, Texas, in a place called Breckenridge Park. Very easy parking coordinates. It's an ammo can at the base of a tree, and you take the trails to go get there. So
cool.
Again,
nice.
A very short,
sounds like a
maybe
nice
10th
walk
of a
in the
mile
park.
walk, but you're in a park. So enjoy the park, enjoy the kids, and have a walk in the park. It's a 1.5. How hard can it be?
Wow. Good. Well, thank you to everyone that we've reached out to, who's given us information. Poan, Bloody Cool, Curious KDB, Glowworm77, and Cheeky Brit. We appreciate our audience and knowing that you've got answers when we don't know it all, because we certainly don't. And if you still have expert information about November and December 2000 caches, we would love to hear about it. If you are going to November and December caches on the same day as our next podcast about them,
I
am.
Next week I'm headed to New Jersey.
All right, we'll hear some info. So very cool.
Yeah, but I can't wait for the next show, so I'm going to have to do the intel ahead of time. Dang it.
Oh, well. And just a reminder, if you have any questions for us or to send us that information, email us at challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com.
Hey, I'm the Bruce Zero. I'm from Ontario in Canada, and it is time for the Wheel of Challenges.
Woohoo! Wheel of Challenges, designed by the Bruce... I'm going to get his name wrong. Sorry, Jeff. Designed by Jeff. All right. And one live viewer each month will be selected to face off against the wheel to have a chance to win the grand prize, a 1-year membership on Project GC. And we do ask that you limit yourself to 3 lifetime wins. So to enter, again, get your email app ready. And so you can email challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com. Containing the subject line "spin me" followed by your geocaching username in brackets, and answer the following question. Which U.S. state has the most October 2000 caches in it? So, Tim, I'm going to start watching our email, and we'll see. You've got the wheel pulled up. I thought I saw it. You guys, I'm just seeing things tonight. Again, we have so many things to show you. There's so many.
It's not. Somebody messed with our music.
That's so funny. And I'm still looking for my first correct answer. That's great. And I have my answer, Tim. So we've got
All
a
right, well, good.
winner.
Then I'll quit messing with the music. I figure out where Cheeky Brit sent us something really cool, and it was here, and now it's not here. So I forgot to look for it before the building.
Very good. So our answer was Utah. Utah has 4 of the October 2000 caches. And our first correct person to answer is Adina 351. So Tim.
Hey.
Let's spin
I don't
that
think
wheel.
she's played before.
I don't think so.
All right, let's bring the wheel up and see how she does. He or she, how they do. All right, let's make it an easy one tonight.
Oh, it went so slow. What's it going to do? Oh, Tim, you predicted it.
A
1
Diamond T5
difficulty.
challenge.
Diamond T5 challenge. Difficulty 1.
So this one is caches at the posted coordinates. You have to have found 180 T5 caches of any cache type. So you do need to find a lot of caches.
That's a lot. That's interesting for difficulty 1.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they have to be T5.
It depends. Like in my area, we have a ton of kayak caches. So
yeah. And she qualified. She's got 700.
Wonderful.
I keep saying she.
And
she's a huge
I'm
kayaker.
a huge kayaker. Very good. Well, congratulations. You have won a Project GC 1-year membership. We'll be in touch after the show so that you can get that info and apply that to your account. Congratulations. Yeah. You said it's your first time and you qualified and you went against the wheel and you won. So welcome to the show and a big congratulations. That is so cool.
Yeah, that's fun. We always appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. And so now we're going to move on to our monthly challengers. Each month, we give a congratulatory shout out to listeners who email us proof of qualifying and logging a challenge cache since the last show. So again, if you send us your information to challengetalkpodcast@gmail.com, you'll be entered into the prize giveaway for a Challenge Talk path tag. We had a lot of entries this month. We can't say them all, but you still do get entered. So here's a few that we would like to highlight. This first one is from the GBs. And Tim, this one caught your eye.
It did because, and I don't remember, it's the devil of a challenge. And it's an escalating. So you need to find 6 caches on each day, and they can be any 6 on the first day. But on the second day, they begin to add unknown puzzle caches. And then there's a few that don't qualify in this. This one really caught my eye, because Gary submitted it, and Gary is a very avid challenge cacher. It also is a 99 rated difficulty, which means not a lot of people qualify for this one. And I do not.
I do not. I checked. I do not. I think I qualified with 0 out of 30.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I don't know that I've even run it, but
I've never met step 1 of this challenge.
I think I found 6 caches in a day, but you have to find 6 caches on 7 consecutive days. No, 6 days. 6 caches on 6 days. But
I wonder why it told me 0, because of course I found 6 caches in one day. I don't know, but it told me that. So,
all right, moving on quickly.
All right, our next submission is from MP Dreyer, GCBK GWE, the trashiest challenge. And this is to attend 50 CETOs. And he was first to find on this challenge.
Oh, so congrats.
I know I certainly don't have 50 CETOs. And there's a picture of a CETO event that he attended there in the middle. Nice. So congratulations.
I know that I have 53 CETOs under my belt, only because I'm working on a challenge that you have to have 75 in order to qualify.
Oh, so you're aiming to go to were any of those 9 events in one day a CETO?
No,
Oh.
no, they were all regular events. So, yeah. All right, our next one up comes to us from the Birkenstock report, and this is GC 2V5WD. And this is the picture perfect. Okay, now it's better. Perfect challenge. Complete 5 of the images GeoArts created by cachers. So each GeoArt must be made up of at least 20 caches. And she signed this during a quick trip to Nevada and Utah over spring break. Finding the cache required turning off of the freeway between Las Vegas and Utah at a Love's truck stop, and then driving the boundary road along the highway for 7 or 8 miles until it turned to gravel and then dirt and maybe looked like an ATV trail.
Yeah.
So
And the neat part, she goes on, I have to say, because this is the neatest part. Technically, this boundary road is still called Las Vegas Boulevard. So she literally had to go to the dead end of Las Vegas Boulevard and keep going. And she said it's on a dirt lot near a solar farm that I was only 40% sure I was allowed to be there.
Yeah.
Love it. It was really neat because I was following her around hitting some of those challenge caches in that area. So she was the person who signed the Arizona Utah Jasmer challenge right before I did. So it was fun to follow her around.
And this was hidden in 2011. So because this one does not, you can't check for GeoArt.
Completed GeoArts. Yeah, there's just not a way to quantify that.
It's a difficulty 4, terrain 5. I think might be a little overrated, but maybe not if you have to take an ATV trail.
The dead end and beyond of Las Vegas Boulevard. Yeah. Our next one is submitted by Rosebug 55112. This is GCAA 9WN, the no attributes, a challenge cache. So you have to find 100 caches that have no attributes listed. So how interesting, you know? I checked, I did qualify, but an interesting take.
I do too, that is. And I really, it bothers me when people don't use attributes on cache.
But it could come in handy for this challenge cache.
It could.
Yeah. And the neat part of this submission is they told us what makes this cache special to me is that it's about 150 yards from the location where my wife and I were married in 1999. My wife passed away about 8 years ago, and I miss her dearly, as does our daughter, who accompanied me to this location today. We walked around the grounds of the B&B, and I told her stories of that day before coming to the lakeside and getting the challenge cache. Very
nice.
special.
What a special cache. Yeah, that's awesome. Love the stories.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, a stormy, whispering night of darkness. GC513N3. This one comes to us from the Jedi Trash Panda. You have to find 50 caches that contain the name of Star Wars specific titles, characters, names, or associated words. He worked on this for almost 4 years.
Yeah.
It does have a checker because there's a number of words that, you can add the words to the checker, even though it was placed in 2014.
Right.
There's a list of some generic words that qualify. This one's not telling me whether I do or not, but a lot of people do not. There's 156 finds and 322 no's, but it's only a 35. So.
Yeah, interesting. And so those numbers are indicative of who's checking, not who qualifies, because who qualifies is the difficulty number that you're
saying. I qualify. All right. I had to look.
I'm curious. I'll check that out after the show.
All right. And our final submission for this month.
Yeah, this is from Just Finding Our Way, GCBC GZG. Wow. 25 for 2025 challenge, number 13. 2,500 landlocked caches. And he said that this was a very unique challenge that he's come across. He does a lot of challenge caches as well. So I thought it would be neat to highlight this one since it was unique to his experiences. And so you're
Well,
finding...
it also happens to be put out by Pathfinder 33.
That's right. Oh, I was going to point that out too. So Charles of Puzzle Talk put this cache out in a challenge geo art that Just Finding Our Way went and did, and that's in southern Utah near St. George. And
Very good.
So this is 2,500 landlocked state caches. Very cool. We also thank J6 Family, Adina 351, Bedstafader Skew, Cheeky Brit, and Bloody Cool for their additional submissions. We just had so much to talk about tonight. It was hard to get everything in. And remember to enter for next month. Send in your email before next month's show. And congratulations to this month's winner, J6 Family. We will be in touch to send you a Challenge Talk bath tag. Congratulations.
All right. So our next, we have another next show. Next show is in May.
We always have a next show.
Oh, yes. And next show is our May show. That's a very special show.
It's a very special month. If you guys have been listening for a while, you know that this is the announcement of our Cache Fest pre-event challenge.
We're going to take a break from the year 2000.
We got to do
pause
it
for a month.
Mm-hmm.
And talk about all the things coming up for Cache Fest and talk about our life is like a box of chocolates. We've got some surprises for you.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
You're going to like them.
Yeah. So we're excited to bring that to you the next show and then return in June to our year 2000 series. And remember, show notes will be posted shortly after the show airs in the video description on YouTube and linked in the podcast description.
I know we're starting to travel a lot. You're going to travel more this year than I am, but remember,
J.O. Woodstock
when you're
next
out there,
month.
Coon and Bud from Arkansas. Challenge accepted.
Cache Addict Mel from Charlotte, North Carolina. Challenge completed.
Yay, I love that. Say those special words to me or Tim. We'd love to hear them. Yep. All right. Thanks, Tim. It's been a great show.
It has. Thank you. We want to thank all of the patrons for supporting Geocache Talk Network and all of our shows, but ours in particular. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of the chat room. And remember, it's not about the numbers. It's about the challenge.
Challenge accepted.
Good night, everyone.